Guess who's back? Well, here we are, back where it all started for me at the very end of February. Is Prickleberry's dream come true?
You weren't allowed to go up to them in New Jersey, but they're right here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That storm looks nasty coming through. Woo, wind is kicking up. So we just got here. And my husband was going to drop us off and head back to North Carolina. We're in Virginia in Elk Garden. And it started downpouring, so we're just waiting this out. All right, the rain has let up a little bit, but it's not going to stop for probably a couple more hours, but so surreal because it rained on my first day from Elk Garden. Oh, they're all upside down.
It only goes back to May.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess people come through here and
Take it off.
Yeah, 1756 is the first.
All right, looking like Lost Mountain Shelter it is because it is muddy and rainy. And we stayed in Lost Mountain Shelter, gosh, 5 years ago. God. Just when we thought we were going to get away from the rain. Ooh. At least it's not hot. I was worried about it being really warm because when we were driving back south, it was getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Today, we stopped on the way here back in Shenandoah and drove through the park. It was nice to see all the wildflowers in bloom because we didn't get to see that when we went through in March. And it was 88 degrees. It's a lot cooler now, so happy about that. Feels good to be back on home turf. Where it all began. We just walked through there. We're heading southbound. Love that old deep gap shelter over there. All right, we are spending the night at Mountain Harbor Bed and Breakfast, and there is a hiker hostel down there too, but we decided to share a room, and we are going to be heading back out tomorrow morning, heading southbound. We got some climbs coming up, but Yeah, it's been a couple years since I've been here, and they added this saloon. They didn't have that the last time. Gonna be a couple warm days, but we think we're ready for it. And our little room. So Mountain Harbor Bed and Breakfast is known for the best breakfast on the Appalachian Trail. So that is why we are spending a night here. Nothing beats Mary's breakfast for sure, and all her casseroles. I'm looking forward to that in the morning. Okay, we just had one amazing breakfast at Mountain Harbor Bed and Breakfast and Hostel, and we are headed out 19E, getting back on southbound. It's going to be interesting going southbound because I've hiked this section 4 times, all northbound. So we'll see what it feels like going southbound. Beautiful weather today. It's supposed to heat up. I'm glad we're getting out there early, and we've definitely dialed back the mileage a little bit. Obviously, I feel like we would do more mileage typically, but it has been very, very warm. So we will see you further on up the trail. Prickleberry called this the mushroom totem pole. Coming up on the famous sign, except we're going southbound instead of northbound. So we are not leaving North Carolina. Pretty. I think the last time I went through here, it wasn't quite as, I don't know, overgrown. Last time I remember it was cut, but beautiful day on top of the Hump Mountains. Here comes Prickleberry. You can hear all the pollinators buzzing through here for sure. All these wildflowers. I don't think I've ever hiked through the Hump Mountains and Roan Highlands on a bad day. It's rained on Roan Highlands, Jane's Bald before, but cleared up pretty quickly and it was still beautiful. Just the views are amazing. How you doing, Prickleberry?
I'm good. Looks like the sound of music.
It does look like the sound of music through here. We are gonna be into the Smokies before we know it. We are able to cover a lot more miles than we were in the 100-mile wilderness and New Hampshire for sure. This weather has been so nice, and it's been nice not to have to walk in wet feet and have every piece of your gear somewhat wet or damp. So that's been nice. Thank you for following us. See you further on up the trail. Downpour. And just like that, we had a downpour. Prickleberry took off. I think she's already down at hiding out just outside of Overmountain shelter. That shelter is closed, but it is still standing. You can't climb in it or anything. It came out of nowhere. I'm gonna turn this off and take a picture of Overmountain down there below. The shelter's in the distance. Well, it was a shelter. The barn. Wow. And that is what it looks like after a little thunderstorm rolls in. So beautiful. It's heading on out now, which is good. Quite the little downpour there for a minute. Beautiful. Now, you are still permitted to camp outside the shelter. There is a huge grassy field. I don't know if it's been maintained or if it's overgrown. We'll see. But our thoughts were to push on to Roan Highlands, hoping this rain settles down a little bit. All right, we just came down the Blue Blaze and crossed over this road that takes you into Overmountain. These flowers are pretty. Had lots of good memories at this shelter with family and friends. Beautiful view. I'm just sitting here waiting out some of the rain. Breaking the rules. It was her idea.
I get a free pass.
A whole new perspective heading southbound for sure. After hiking this section, I don't know how many times. This is cool. Woo! Windy up here. Windy up here. Windy. Getting ready to climb that one next. Doesn't look too big on camera, but we're heading down into Carvers Gap. Old Prickleberry's back in her stomping grounds. We are almost to the top of Beauty Spot, and it is just now starting to rain. So we're gonna have to find a spot to pitch our tent fairly quickly, but it's really early. It's only 5 o'clock. So we may just keep walking and go over Beauty Spot. and down the other side of the mountain. Man, it is pretty up here. It has been a very, very long time since I've been up on this section. This is the first time Prickleberry's seen it though. She says she has seen lots of other sections from Tennessee all the way to Georgia, but not this one. Lots of wildlife through here, bunnies and birds. A little bunny rabbit in the trail. I will say the White Mountains and Maine was beautiful, but nothing compares to the layers and the beauty of the Blue Ridge Mountains for sure. And it kind of feels, well, it does feel really good to be back home. Here comes the rain.